Hmm. You don't need to be watching. I'm just messing around with stuff. Do I know you?
Oops.
Do I know you?
Yeah, you do, Vile.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just didn't recognize you, man. I'm used to your avatar, man.
That's why. No, that's why I did that so that you recognize my face because I've shown my face before on some of your previous streams. So I want to make sure that I wasn't a bot or somebody was going to.
The test of this stream was so I could see if I could take pictures using my phone and stream from my phone at the same time at the storage unit.
Oh, cool. And is it working?
That's all I'm doing is I'm seeing like, okay, but I noticed I can stream, but if I turn on the camera, it'll just be a black screen because the camera app, even though they're using different cameras, won't use the other one. So I can still take pictures of what I'm showing, or I'm taking pictures, but I can't show what I'm taking pictures of.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to do.
Right. I understand. When you went to your camera, yeah, I just saw a black screen. I didn't see anything.
Yeah. But if I close... Oh, I closed the camera. Why didn't it bring me up?
That's what I said.
Okay. Apparently it's still set that I can't show myself. Oh, well.
It's okay. You don't mind me showing myself. I can go back to Avatar if you want me to.
I don't care, dude. I mean, right now I'm cleaning a coffee mug, cleaning a PS Vita case. Gonna take some pictures so I can post stuff to the eBay store because I've been lazy about that since Christmas.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I've been lazy on a lot of things lately, but I got stuff to do on Monday. So this Monday, so some important personal stuff, matters involving my citizenship in this country. Let's just say that much.
Which country? In the United States or in another country?
No, I'm in Canada. So I've been in Canada for a number of years, but because of that dreaded, I won't say that dreaded C name, but you know which one I'm talking about. So it brought down government offices, it brought down agencies. You can only talk to people over the phone. Oh yeah, see, there's Gorilla Censored Thoughts. Vile, you know him through me because we do.
Yeah, I know. I've known Jordan for a long time, even when he was still Jordan, not Gorilla.
So you reveal his name on. Okay, there we go, Gorilla.
He's never complained about it. If he has an issue with it, I will apologize and stop saying his name. But I've always just called him Jordan because his first screen name was Jordan.
Yes, I know.
And in my head, that's how things work.
I won't say his last name because I do know his last name because he is very good friends with us.
As do I, but I would never say someone's last name without their permission. I don't care if it's on their handle. I would probably not say it.
Right. Yeah. No, like I said, we're very good friends on Facebook. And I usually will say to him, "Hi Jordan, hey, hope your day is better." Or Gorilla, I'll just say his name Gorilla and say, "Gorilla, how you doing?" With his kids and everything. So yeah. He had the cat. I gotta tell this really quick. Last night we were doing his Walton stream, and he had his cat Jethro go after Marissa. And I was like, Marissa, the cat thinks of you as an appetizer. It's staring at you. It's probably why it's attacking you because you think you're an appetizer. And I said, "You're not an appetizer." And it got the biggest laughs. I'm sure that Jordan or Gorilla has clipped this. I gotta find it on YouTube. I gotta find because it was hilarious. And of the stream you did. And so he says to Marissa, he says, "Hey, you're an appetizer." He lost. His cat, he's an old man, whatever. But he was attacking Gorilla. He was biting at his heel or something, and in the middle of the Walton stream. I thought it was hilarious. Oh man, we had 2 cats ourselves. And last night while we were doing, I forgot to mention this, but while we were doing the stream, my cat Deja Vu comes over and she's clawing me, for attention. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They got their front paw. They're like, "I need attention, master or servant. I need attention." What did I say?
It's definitely servant when it's a cat.
We're the servants. Yeah, exactly. They're the masters. Yes. I just read what he said. Do you mind? He says, "Yeah, the bitch is going to Mankato. She's going to be on the same block as Mongolian Grill, but she won't bring me back." Oh, Gorilla. Hey, great to see you, my friend. Yeah, I just got done doing a stream this afternoon. I do my normal Star Trek or Star Wars fan film reviews, and I just had a couple people up there. My friend Palandoy and Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf, who goes, "Ooh," she has a great channel. She's got a podcast later on this afternoon around 4:05 Eastern. She's talking to one of our friends, and yeah, those are always fun. Then she does watch parties. So yeah, good stuff.
Well, I'm sorry I missed it. I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, do a rewatch of our review of Starship Farragut. It was really good. Yeah, there's
a few fan films that I've enjoyed, both Star Trek and non-Star Trek. I don't know if you ever want to branch out, but recently I watched a Power Rangers Predator crossover fan film.
Yeah,
where one of the Power Rangers fights the Predator. It was gloriously bad.
I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but it is out there, right? So yeah, I'll go see that.
And then one of my favorites of all time is the Nuka Break series from Fallout. Well, not Fallout didn't make it, but it's a Fallout inspired one, and it's really well done.
That's fantastic. Sounds good.
It gets
a
lot of humor.
Yeah. There's a couple other ones I really want to check out. I got my dream. I finally did review both of the Renegades from Star Trek, with the Walter Koenig, playing Admiral Chekhov and and all this stuff, and Tim Russ, he's a controversial figure now, in the political scene. But those 2 fan films from 2015 and 2017, fantastically done. They definitely should be canon, and they were done just after Janeway got back after supposedly destroying almost all of the transwarp hub from the Borg, they were good. I mean, they were done really well, and I've seen them, so I'm glad, and I reviewed both, so I'm very glad about that. There's a couple other ones I really like. There's one called Axanar, which people keep telling me over and over, "Mikey, do a review of Axanar because it's so cool." And yeah, I have to admit, it's a guilty pleasure for me. I have not really seen it yet, but I really do want to go see it on YouTube there in its entirety. And
there is no Axanar film yet. That's the thing.
Yeah.
What they did is it's called Prelude to Axanar. Yes, it's really well done, but it was too well done because it got the ear of Paramount.
Yeah, then Paramount got pissed off and said "F you," and yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah. Do we talk about other subjects? I think we do, right? Did you see last night what Adam Schiff said about Trump? I won't go into too much detail on Jimmy Kimmel, but I'm not a big Jimmy Kimmel fan.
Honestly, I don't really watch any late night stuff except for the monologues.
Right.
I catch the rewatch on YouTube, not.
Yeah. Well, basically, long story short, Adam Schiff, who is one of the senators in Congress, and most outspoken, I think, right now of Democratic senators for the future of of America, while Trump is in charge, basically called him out on nationwide TV on Jimmy Kimmel, and he told him to go F himself. I was like, whoa. I'm like, you just brought this to late night television? Holy crap. And, I was stunned. I was like, wow. Yeah. That's a bold statement. I mean, this is a man who probably could literally tomorrow.
You roboted a little bit for me because I think you roboted for a second when you actually said what he said, because I was literally taking a picture, and apparently when I take a picture, I now know that it's going to put enough strain on the resources of the phone that it won't be able to play any sounds from the speakers. So can you repeat what he said, because I did not catch that?
Okay, what he said was last night to Kimmel, he said, and basically in effect, go F yourself to Trump. Because Trump had this thing where he was talking about, working with his, with Elon Musk and all these other things. And Adam Schiff, that's SCHIFF, is one of the most outspoken Democrats out there. Now, I know I might not be making friends with my best friend Larry or other people, because they really wanted Trump to be in there. And we all knew he was going to get in anyway. I mean, most of us figured that out. But from what, all I got to say is I wasn't leaning to Adam in any shape or form. All I know is that I was listening to somebody tell somebody else, go F yourself, on live TV, nationwide live TV, on a late night show. And I was like, wow.
Well,
what does the world come to? I have, when you hear that,
again,
you're like, okay.
you say that, but we literally have had the president of the United States has made fun of retarded people. You remember when he did the whole cerebral palsy thing on one of his stages, and that was on national television? I mean,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you're gonna give it out and make fun of people's disabilities, I'm gonna say fuck it and let people do the same thing to you.
Right.
I mean, it's do unto others as they wish to be done unto themselves, right?
As I wish to do unto others as I do unto you. There you go. So I mean, it's a Bible quote. It exists, and I just I said,
technically that's not a Bible quote.
Say it. Well, you know what I mean. Do unto others.
It's biblically attributed, but it's not one that's actually found in the Bible.
That's true. That's true. But it is. But it is. Well, it's been quotable. Yeah. All I can say is that all I can say is that if, like I said, if Adam Schiff is the leader now unofficially of the Democrats, he's shot the first salvo and he scored, because people in the audience went nuts. Yeah. So
I'll say enough. I'm not a Democrat per se. I'm a centrist. Mm-hmm. So I honestly don't know enough about Adam Schiff to say whether I like him or not.
Right.
So.
Well, I come from a background. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
No, that was basically it. I just I don't care enough about him to care right now.
Sure. Well,
he hasn't done anything to affect me.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I could say for myself, for years and years, I'll just mention this one quick thing about politics. For years and years, as long as I was old enough to vote, I always voted Democrat. Never really thought much about it. Just, I didn't really like, at the time, there were only certain, eventually that came down the line, like Reagan was great, for 2 terms, fantastic. He did okay, but I didn't have a qualm with him. And he was probably one of the few Republican candidates at the time that I voted to be president, because unfortunately my Democratic candidate sucked. Let's be plain and simple. So I was trying to be a realist. I was trying to.
I'll play my age a little bit here. Hold on, I'm going to play my age a little bit here. I was too young to vote for Reagan.
Right.
So, just letting you know that part.
Yeah, you didn't get the best. You didn't get the best choices after the man. I totally understand. Some people are going, Reagan, what? Where the hell? Oh, you like who? You like who I haven't seen you in forever, dude? What's up?
I had to turn on my camera to make sure he knew it was me.
Yeah,
I saw the thing. I'm like, why the hell is there a little thing right there? Because I don't know if you heard, like, the object of this test stream was to see if I can take pictures using my phone and stream from my phone at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Can you do that?
Technically, yes, but apparently now my phone's running so hot that it just shut. It doesn't feel hot, but it's saying waiting for system to cool down. So I'm guessing it's eating up a lot of resources.
Okay, hang on a second, man. There is a sound that actually works with Androids that actually cools your phone down. Give me one moment here.
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on one moment. Okay, let me find it for you. Where is it?
So Gorilla, if you're
I am going to send this to you on Blue Sky since you really check X. Okay.
Well, that's because we've discovered the problem with X Twitter.
Yeah.
Last time.
I know. So I just sent a little link. Okay. This is actually known to work. So my phone doesn't overheat, so I don't have to use this. There you go. And besides, you said you was going to start. You said you was going to start in half an hour, and I got out of the shower, and you're already going live.
It's a test stream. I was just testing to see if the camera would work while StreamYards was working. That's all.
It's a test pattern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but I said welcome, fellow chatters. But I was gonna say that Gorilla, when you do your cigar lounge either Tuesday or Wednesday next week, there's something good to start with. A Democrat telling a Republican to go F themselves. Okay, there you go.
Well, Republicans are telling Democrats to go F themselves all the time, so why not?
Yeah, why not? Well, but I mean, it's done on late night TV, Elihu, on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Yeah. Well, you have to understand also, again, my camera just closed. I got 3 pictures and the camera closed due to overheating.
Right.
So at least I'm learning stuff on this stream. Well, let's put it this way. How many Republicans lately are going on late night television?
None. I haven't seen it.
Now, they'll say it's because late night is biased.
Maybe Trump showed up like in his discourse, when he was trying to get back into office. Maybe he did a couple times, if I recall correct. But like I said, I'm not a big Jimmy Kimmel fan, and a lot of people think he's a sellout, but I don't think that way. I think he should be given his chance to speak. But but sometimes some of his shows aren't exactly good, and don't even get me started on Jimmy Fallon. Like, come on,
I once saw Jimmy Fallon taping live, and I wasn't impressed.
That's interesting.
When am I gonna laugh?
Yeah, when? Right.
Come on, this is a Tonight Show. When am I gonna laugh?
Yeah, right.
All right. Is the camera frozen for you guys too?
Guillermo was funny on Jimmy Kimmel. Okay, it's black.
No, he was talking about his camera.
Yeah, the screen is black.
Yeah.
It's black.
Still black.
Okay, for me, it's showing a still of myself frozen.
Your icon's back.
Yeah, now your icon's back. Your avatar is.
All right, let's.
Yeah. Well, I just thought, oh, there you are. There's File Mike.
Okay,
shiny.
I'm gonna see if running the camera like this right now will also kill this app if the temperature goes up, because it'll be weird if it's saying that the camera is too,
This hair.
I didn't comb my hair. I just got out of the shower.
Well, mine's always flat. It grows out of this little colic way back here somewhere. It comes from my mother. The traits of my mom. I can't help that. I shave this whole thing off, and I literally, in a week, it grows back.
Yeah. The hair is a trait to your mom. That explains the beard.
Yeah. Yes. That's all right. I'd rather have the genes of my mother than my dad. My dad, I love him, but come on. Yeah.
You know, what was funny is I was literally talking to a certain political supporter last night when I was getting gas,
Yeah.
because apparently the clerk was their supporter, and he was talking about, he thought what I was listening to was something else, and I told him, no, it's not. But he's like, well, what are they talking about? And I'm like, you wouldn't be interested. And he's like, well, try me. I'm like, okay, well, they're talking about how Trump is acting exactly like a fascist dictator. And it's like, well, what do they know? I said, well, they're constitutional attorneys. It's a podcast of these constitutional attorneys, people that actually argue about constitutional rights in front of the Supreme Court, and they're saying how it's incredibly fascist he's acting. It's like, well, how do they defend that statement? And I was like, okay, well, he signed it, from what they're saying, he signed an executive order. A judge said that executive order was not constitutional. So he fired the guy in charge of monitoring that judge and is now trying to get the Senate to impeach that judge for his ruling about it being unconstitutional. So that way he can get rid of the judge, get another judge to say it is constitutional. That's exactly what a fascist would do. They're any opposition, whether it's legal or extra legal, they will go for and make it appear, by negatively saying what that judge is, like the whole activist judges thing. All that means is a judge that is ruling against them, regardless of whether he appointed them, Bush appointed them, Obama appointed them, who didn't matter.
Yeah,
If
and
they
a
rule against
reporter.
them, they're suddenly-
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
A reporter corrected him, saying, "No, it was Bush who appointed him, not Obama."
Not that specific judge, yes, but they were talking about another judge. That was
Okay, sorry.
actually a Trump appointee that still ruled against him. That was now suddenly a activist judge, saying he donated a whopping $10 to the Democrats.
So basically, it's you would try to investigate me, you're going to get fired. Hence, the person who was in charge of the FAA filed an investigation against Starlink, and all of a sudden the guy gets fired by the person who he's investigating.
Yep.
Yeah, fascist government.
Yeah.
Because the president. I'm going to quote the president. I'm going to quote the president. Elon Musk does nothing without my approval.
I need to correct you first. You said it's a fascist government. It's not a fascist government. It's fascist tactics done by a democratic republic or democratically elected government.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Okay. Thank you for the correction.
Yeah. And what stands out to me is the most is when he was first elected in 2016. You really didn't have much of a, this is an honest God truth. You really didn't have much of a choice. If you had, Hillary Clinton to get in, the woman's a criminal. It's already been proven she's taken people out, allegedly. But they can prove it. Most people can prove that. Also, she had a terrible.
I would argue that they couldn't, or else she'd be in jail.
But her emails.
Right. Right. But she also, don't forget, guys, she had a really terrible stand on abortion. That was her death knell. That was it. Her death
knell was being a woman.
Well, that too. I didn't want to go sexist, okay? Hey,
well, unfortunately, if the country ends up being sexist, it's not your fault.
No, I'm not being sexist. No, at all. What I'm saying is,
I'm not saying you are. I'm saying the country is.
Right, but she has the right as anybody else to try to become president, and she didn't. And unfortunately, this way around, Biden bows out while his presidency's not even done yet. And then you got Kamala, who comes out of nowhere and goes, I'm like, okay.
Well, not out of nowhere. She was vice president.
She was the vice president.
Yeah, she was.
And traditionally, they would ask the vice president.
Nobody voted for her, but the fact is that no one votes on who becomes the democratically, the Democratic nominee. It's
Just like
the
the GOP. The GOP does
no,
Republicans. The
not even the
Democratic does
GOP. It's
the.
the people we vote for in office, or the people that are in office in that party, vote for the person who's the presidential nominee. They sometimes take it to a vote where the average person, whether they're Democratic, Independent, or whatnot, can actually vote for it, but they don't actually have to listen to that.
Right.
Like they're like.
Well, I don't. Some people
when the
talk
convention,
to.
so when the convention came around, that was the word I was looking for. She was elected by the convention people. It was just poor timed.
Very poor time. Yes, I agree. And I was just going to say, speaking of 2016, one last time, when I was still living in the United States, it was the last time I got to vote. And like I said, normally throughout most of my life, I voted Democrat for whatever reason. I really never understood. I did do some of my research, but of course that didn't do any good because the country had spoken. They wanted their other, Republican candidates back in the day, Bush and so on. But they did vote for, Clinton the one time, Obama, things like that. They made their occasional okay, went with the lesser of two evils. That was the running, standing meme, was the lesser of two evils. But back in 2016, my final time I got to vote, I neither voted for Clinton or Trump. I just went independent. I had never done that before, but that was the last time I ever voted for someone other than one or the other. So I think I made a good choice, but some people said, no, you wasted your vote, whatever. Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, I had people say the same thing because I voted for Mike Johnson. I'm not even a libertarian.
You froze.
Yeah.
I know I froze. I activated the other camera.
Oh.
But that's such a handsome face.
Froze there, Vile. Yeah. Yeah, you got a good face there, buddy.
Shiny.
Shiny.
No,
shiny.
Dorky. God, what the hell? That's a dorky looking expression, man. Oh, damn it. Hey, there we go. I just took a screenshot of that.
Hey, you didn't even hear me. I just quoted a line from REM, shiny happy people holding hands.
I zoomed in on my screen. I took a screenshot of that weird looking image.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
There he is. Welcome back, Lyle. Welcome back.
I hit the wrong button.
There we go.
No, my parents, you guys are saying fascist dictator. All my parents just flatly said was, he's a dictator. That's it. They know.
It's spelled DICKTATER.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Oh, man. You know what? All I hope for is just the best, just that America becomes prominent again. They need to. I mean, they have so many targets on them like a bullseye. It's incredible. I have never seen so much hatred towards one person in my life, and they're all gunning for this man. Yeah.
It's kind of like the village bully,
Yes.
Where this guy has gone around sucker punching people, stealing from people, insulting people, and now he's setting this house on fire and wondering why his neighbors aren't coming to his help.
He removed the fucking moon rock from the Oval Office. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, why'd you do that?
Sorry.
I think of this way. You guys, I compare it to a movie I've seen before. You guys watched The Equalizer, right? With Denzel Washington.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You know what?
All right. So
I recently rewatched 1 and 2.
Yeah,
that's funny you should say that.
Yeah, I watched 3 in the movie theater, so I've already seen it. But in the third one, he's in a village, right? And he's happy. He's happy with the village people there. I'm tempted to thanks. But yeah, no, he's there with the villagers and they're doing fine. Well, then the local mafia come into play. And of course, he's disrupted and, he's basically the savior of this village, right? They don't know it yet, but, he goes right after these people. And I'm thinking, I'm kind of thinking of it in a way that like Trump, in fact, that Trump is happy where he's at. He doesn't want to give it up. And if somebody comes in to try to disrupt the whole thing, he's going to use people to take out other people. So sorry, YouTube overlords. I'm not condoning violence. I'm just saying, but but I just looked at the movie and I said, wow, this is a lot like the current administration, except that Denzel's playing the role of, and don't bother me. And so, yeah, it's like guys gunning for one other guy, that shouldn't, interfere, but he's there. So, yeah, it's kind of funny, but it's a good film anyway. If you see it, Equalizer 3, it's very well done. I liked it. And I love the first two, of course.
I don't think
Especially what he does on the train with the Turkish guy. Kidnap the kid. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's good. Good action there. Yeah. Good reference. Anyway, so what else went on with you, Elihu? Like I said, I hadn't seen you in a while. Vile, you look like you're doing well.
Well, I'm just, as I said, I just wanted to try this out at the storage unit because that way I thought I could talk to people because my kids were originally supposed to help me, but their mom grounded them and said that helping me is a treat because I tend to buy them food and snacks.
Oh no, feeding your kids is a treat. Oh no.
Oh no, that's not what you want to hear from your wife, dude. You don't want to hear
so that. It's not my wife, no, but and her example was the only kids that wanted to help me out of the 3 we have together is the 2 that are grounded. The one that's not grounded didn't want to help. So I was like, okay, so all 3 of them wanted to come, you would have let it, and I assumed that she would have said yes.
Wow.
But now I'm just mad because I can't. My phone does not seem hot at all, but the phone says that the camera is too hot to work, but then the front camera is working just fine right now.
Just working, yeah. And you're in your man cave, right, Vile? You got a man cave.
No, this is my storage unit.
Okay.
I have a storage unit outside of my place where I keep most of the store stuff.
Yeah, my man cave is my studio apartment.
Behind me is for sale.
What? I'm sorry, Eli. What'd you say? Where's your man cave?
My man cave is my studio apartment.
Nice. Well, this is a studio apartment that my beautiful wife Suzanne and I live in with 2 cats. This is my man cave. This is it. This is my away from the ravages of the world. I can do all my
wait a minute.
Work here.
Wait a minute. If your wife is there, that's not your man cave. You got to make it your bathroom your man cave. Separate room.
Well, yeah, you know what? Actually, probably man cave is the wrong term. This is more of James Bond, Tracy Bond right over there. And it's our shared place with the cats.
Where's Q?
Well,
where do you find
I will
Q?
argue that my storage unit is the manliest man thing of all time. How do you like my fairy princess?
Ooh, Purdy. Is that one of those wind up spinning princess things that got banned?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's a little ring that transforms into a fairy princess.
I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys 2 things I got. One from February. This came from my wife. Isn't that cute? A little hamster that says "Love you." Isn't that cute?
Okay.
Yeah. And then I got this for Christmas, and this was from a mystery person, probably Santa, if you believe in that. But this is 2 red cardinals, and you can shake it up. It's and it does work. It's one of those. Yeah,
nice.
It's very cute. Yeah, I got that over Christmas. Yeah, it's my prized possession. Yeah, it just appeared out of nowhere. Can't explain it. Quantum physics, whatever you want to ask.
Sorry?
However you want to explain it.
It's called quantum entanglement.
Quantum entanglement?
Yes.
Well,
teleportation.
You guys follow. No. Let me ask you if you follow this tradition. You follow the tradition where NORAD says that Santa Claus is flying overhead in a sleigh. They show it on YouTube or they show it on Google or whatever maps. He's over this town or over this town. somebody explained it to me where like he throws the presents out, and then through some form of quantum time, space, entanglement, whatever you want to call it, they appear in your room or at the tree or right where they're supposed to be. And I swear, I did see one instance last year of something just appear. Like as soon as you're like fast asleep, the old adage, if you sleep, he'll show, whatever. But I swear to you guys, I'm not making this up. We went to sleep for a few minutes. Next thing I hear this thump in the middle of our apartment in the room, and I look up and there's the presents right there. And that thing I just showed you guys was right in one of those presents, neatly boxed, everything. So it wouldn't break. So I was like,
somebody once calculated the speed that the sleigh would have to go and how many presents he would have to do with how many beliefs, right? And it's estimated about one person per half a second for the time period for deliver presents, right? But the thing is, NORAD kind of goes, okay, we're going to show you Santa's map, like you said. But the altitude that he's on that map, he would only going about 350 miles an hour. So that's 1 second impossible. Like, what the hell is? Make up your mind, NORAD. Come on, you're supposed to expedite this.
You can even ask him, what the hell are you smoking? I want some. Holy shit. That's just insane. And it was funny because I had one of my friends who was pretty learned, okay? And he's trying to explain it. I said, well, come on. Like, this thing just appeared. You hear a thump. I look up, I turn on the lights. There's objects in front of me that weren't there 5 seconds ago. And I'm like, how in the hell did it show up? I mean, and at that time, get this. At that time, he's flying over Toronto, Ontario, Canada, where we live in. We live in the suburbs, Scarborough. And that is where this all, he's dropping shit. And all of a sudden, it's like, boom, there's like, perfect presents and everything boxed and everything there. And of course, it says it's from Santa, and you're like, wow. You can't explain it. It's one of those things you're not meant to know. It's like an eternal mystery or something. I don't know.
Do you know who would appreciate that story? AJ from the Wire Files. Go to the Wire Files and just type it out like suggestions. Like he can get a little mix of people's suggestions. That's where he gets the shows from. Is all suggestions. He's done so much suggestions already. So.
Oh yeah, no. He sent he took one of my suggestions. The guy that does the Wire Files. I told him about there are actual cryptids that live in Arizona in the northern part up there. They call them the Mogollon monsters, and they live up there just northeast
of the Mogollon Rim,
outside on the Mogollon Rim, outside of Payson. And I mentioned, I mentioned in the article. There was an article which is not doctored or anything. They still can't prove that it's not real or real. And there's this family of 4 of them walking upside. And I recognize this curve because I used to drive up the 79. That's State Route 79. And I used to drive up that curve. And right there, a family of 4 cryptids literally walking up the side of the hill, which is impossible even to do with hikers with gear and like hiking gear and climbing gear. And you explain that to me. I can't. And I I sent him that information. Also talked about the Phoenix Lights back in March 13th, 1997.
I saw them.
Yeah, and I saw the object. You're not going to tell me.
Around 8:45, there's something black up the sky. I'm like, what the hell is that? I was on the way to see the comet up to North Mountain with my friends. I was going to ride my bike down to Central, hop the bus to the mountain, park it, and lock up, right? And I see something black up the sky. I'm like, what the hell is that? Didn't think anything of it. I go on to Central. I go to my bike. I get to the mountain, and all of a sudden these lights are above my head. Like, okay, what the hell is that? Something blacking out. That's not flares. I know what flares are. I live by Luke Air.
I'll tell you a story. Hold on. I will tell you a story that where I once thought I saw a UFO.
Okay.
And I know I've told this story before.
All right.
But I don't know if everyone's heard it. Okay, so one time, me and my friends, I used to live across the street from this old farmstead field.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like remnants of the, horse corrals and stuff, but it was only the cement. All the wood had burned away. There was no houses, no nothing. And for miles, just wild growing wheat and trees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For the most part. Well, we were out there walking through the field, and we see a glint against the background of the sky. The sky is like completely black. You know, stars we can see, but we don't see much. But we see this shining thing just hovering in the air. And we're like, what the fuck is that? So we had the bright idea. We picked up a rock and we threw a rock at it. And
wow.
We heard a big metal cling.
Cling.
And the thing disappeared. And we're like, okay, did we just hit a UFO that was like partially cloaked or something? What's going on? So I'm like, well, let's check something out. And I took a stone and I threw it in the opposite direction. Not the opposite direction, but like we threw it in front of us. I threw it like at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
And we heard clang again. And we were freaking the fuck out because we're like, oh shit, there must be a cloaked UFO right there. So we ran away.
Yeah.
Well, as a shortcut to get to my school, I cut through the field, that section of the field.
Right.
And I was going through it the next morning. And I noticed something hanging from a power line that went through the field. A metal bucket.
Wow.
And as I got closer and closer, I looked up and I saw the bucket. It had 2 dents in it.
Yeah.
So basically, the shining thing that we saw hovering in there was a bucket hanging from a power line.
Wow.
And when we hit it, it slid along the power line. And when I threw the second stone, it managed to hit the same fucking bucket, even just by sheer happenstance.
Yeah.
So the 2 stones we happened to throw both hit a metal thing that rang out throughout the night, making us think there was something in metal and invisible hanging in the sky. Now, if I hadn't gone back the next day and seen the bucket, I'd be telling the story to this day about the time I saw a UFO.
Right, but because the bucket, right.
So just because at the time we didn't have a good explanation, jumping to the conclusion of it being something like aliens or ghosts or Santa Claus, it's never a good idea because the answer could just be dumb luck combined with stupidity.
Yeah. But in our case with the Phoenix Lights, and Elihu and I know where we were when I saw them. I know where I was. I was coming back from an event. I'm a singer, and I was coming back from an event in Chandler, Arizona. So I was traveling up State Route 101. I'm by myself in my vehicle, and all of a sudden I see this huge object. I look over outside my driver window, and I see this huge object going right over Camelback Mountain, just very stealthily. Like something's holding this thing up, but it is huge. And I guarantee you, it was neither an airplane or a stealth SR-71 Blackbird or anything like that. But this thing was huge, and it made no sound. That is insane. And I'm on this freeway. I'm going at a steady pace. But I heard nothing from that object. There were nobody else on the freeway. It was me, just me. Nobody else driving. And this is a major freeway. People are supposed to be driving this thing. They're not. It's just me. Because I'm sure they were all watching this object. And it's going all over Camelback Mountain, which stands out. Even in the dark, you can even tell the whole arrangement of it. And I swear to you, Vile, Mike, you won't... I'm sorry. I can't explain what it was. It wasn't anything substantial that you can explain away.
I would never say that it was... Flares. I would never make a determination of what it was.
What's that? No, what do you think?
I would never make the determination of what it was.
Yeah, well, we can't. I mean, and like I said, Eli and I, we were not just the two of us, there was over thousands of people. I mean, thousands of people in the Phoenix metropolitan area that are seeing this damn thing fly overhead. Can't even explain it. Even the governor at the time that made
but there was an explanation.
Simonton,
there was a false explanation. It was called flares. I grew up in Phoenix. I know what flares look like from Luke Air Force Base, okay? I used to go to Costco all the time in the desert. I know what flares look like.
Right, Eli. I lived
oh
in
no, hold on,
Arizona
hold on,
for
hold on, hold
over
on. I
40
you say
years
that.
of my life. 40 years of my life.
Hold on,
and
I'm
I
gonna
know it.
restart real quick because I think I'm on a delay.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna
I
restart.
study fluorescence. I know what flares look like when they're dropped.
Right. Right. I did too. I was in the military. I served for a little bit in the Navy. I know. I've seen all forms of aircraft. I've seen the things they said were Mogul, Project Mogul, with the
The balloons.
floating balloons
Yeah.
and shit. I've seen all of that. I guarantee you,
All right.
this object was none of that at all. It was
right.
so huge. I mean, it just stood out. It was. I could have taken a picture of like the entire Camelback Mountain, which looks like a camel, right? It's
Yeah, I
in a
know.
shape of that. Okay, so you know it, and praying monk and everything. But this thing dwarfed all of that, like underneath it.
Well,
and
hold
it's
on.
floating.
Here's
and
the
it's
thing.
just
I'm gonna hold on. We were talking about the flares, and Elihu was saying he knows what flares look like. Okay,
I do too.
Elihu, what kind of flares did they use?
What the
I don't know
military
the name
used,
of it.
Okay,
well,
what do you know of the flares that they used or they claim to have used?
I know-
Fluorescent. Fluorescent
yeah,
based.
fluorescent flares. What they do is they drop
Phosphorus,
them out of
one
the airplane.
phosphorescent.
Phosphorus. Well, whatever you call them.
Sorry.
They're lighted flares, which are supposed to give a position, a coordinates, and planes will take military aircraft will occasionally drop them in test over a desert because they've done it before in the Middle East. They did it in some of the wars they had against
They've
Afghanistan.
done it here in San Diego.
So forth.
Yeah, let me give you a basic explanation. When you these flares basically go down, they're made to illuminate the lower half of it with the trail, as you can see the trail, and the lower half's illuminated so you can see the ground.
Mm-hmm.
These were
All
not.
right.
They were solid balls
Yeah.
They
in
were not.
place. In place.
They were not. Elihu, I want you to go look at comparison video of known flares that were actually said to be done by the military and the Phoenix Lights. They are identical.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, I'm telling you right now.
I have seen comparison.
When you look at the comparison, when you look at a comparison and you take into effect the type of camera being used for the Phoenix Lights and basically modify the footage of the flares into the same digital signal as the one that was done for that the Phoenix Lights videos, they look identical.
They do not, because I've seen them with my own eyes. I've seen these dots with my eyes. They were not flares.
I'm telling you right now.
So what I see with my eyes, so what I did not see, so what I saw with my eyes was what the camera was picking up. My eyes are better than that camera. When I saw them above my head.
Elihu, I'm going to ask you this right now. What is the least accurate testimony in a courtroom?
An eyewitness.
Thank you very much.
When you have multiple people saying the exact same thing, that eyewitness statement becomes collaborative.
How many people have to be wrong for something to be right?
Well, it only takes one, right? You only need one person to be wrong, but none of them were wrong. They haven't. They haven't indicated.
Hold on. Okay. Here's my example. If I have 10 children that all agree that 1 + 1 = 4, but I have one child that says 1 + 1 = 2, who's right and who's wrong?
Didn't Linda Moulton Howell track down the pilots who were allegedly out, and none of them said they dropped flares or flew over the mountain that night?
Yeah.
The military did admit that they are the ones that dropped the flares.
But there was also the same ground control people at Luke Air Force Base who said they sent 2 pilots in the air to go after these flares. Now, isn't that a bit of overkill? If they're flares, why are you going back out there to investigate what ground control people said was an object?
Because what they said was the people that dropped the part of the military that dropped the flares did not inform other parts of the military that they were going to be dropping the flares. So when they called the civilian agents, the civilian FAA, they contacted the Marine Corps base that was out there, and the Marine Corps was like, okay, we'll send some planes out there to see what's going on. The pilots basically said, yeah, these are just flares.
Okay, you guys can do what everybody. Hang on, you guys can do what everybody has been doing all along by subjecting the argument about flares. What about the object that blacked out the sky? That large solid triangle object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One, it
what
wasn't
about
a
that?
triangle. Elihu, why don't we see the stars when on any moon photographs or film?
I'm sorry. You see a star. You see an object. Black it out. It moves, and the star reappears. Okay.
No.
It wasn't
Hold
a
on.
cloud.
Listen to me. Why do you not see any stars in the footage from the moon or pictures from the moon?
I'm talking about what I saw with my own eyes, dude.
I'm asking you, as a scientist.
I know about the lenses, the camera.
No,
I know
it's not
about
the
that.
lenses. Why is it? It's because the object of the moon is so bright, it drowns out the stars in the photograph.
Yeah, that's why the camera
Same
couldn't
thing
pick it
with
up.
the flares. When you have flares that are in a certain shape,
Once it goes back to the
they're
flares again, I'm
so
talking about the
bright, they are
object that blocked
blacking
out the
out the
sky.
stars behind them. And because you can't see the stars behind them, the flares look like a triangular shape.
I'm not talking about flares that block out the sky that are moving. I'm talking about something that blocked out the sky that moved with no lights on it that blocked out the sky. The flares happened an hour and a half later.
That I have no idea. I've never even heard of that. So
the blacked out object? Yeah, everybody talks about the flares, but nobody talks about the blacked out object. It moves from north to south.
Because I've never heard of it until now. I only investigated the flares when, because again, I used to be one of those. Oh, aliens exist. I thought it was an Area 51 person. I even bought the fucking model of the supposed aircraft, UFO that crashed, with its gravimetric drive, and everything. I was one of those people, Elihu, but it's.
I didn't find out until years later
I'm now going to say again. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
I didn't find out until years later that the object was first reported by a private plane that was trying to land at Sky Harbor that was reported to the air traffic control. I found out that was Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Kurt Russell himself, who flies a private plane, said he couldn't identify the object. Now, I tend to believe Kurt Russell because Kurt Russell is a licensed aviator. He's had several hours. He's just like Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford flies his own damn plane. He flies his own damn plane. You think he's going to make up some shit like this? I don't think so. Okay?
Yeah, this was before the flares.
One part of that evidence.
But experienced pilots an experienced pilot won't be able to understand everything that he sees in the air.
All he said was an identified object he saw. All he said to the air traffic control was he's getting ready to land, but there's an unidentified object that he said that he views. He wants the tower to be aware of that. That's all he said. He's not saying I'm reporting your flight. It's like, hey, there's something over here. I want you guys to be aware I'm trying to land. That's all he said.
It doesn't mean that there was an actual object there. It could have been anything else.
Visual confirmation was done in the tower with binoculars.
Right, Mike. Let's be fair. If he's landing and he's saying he's seen something he doesn't know, now if he thinks that, and he told this to the interviewer, but if he says, if he says to himself, "Oh wait, that's just a plane. Oh wait, that's just flares, or that's just a helicopter, or some other form of object he's well familiar with in the air," would he even mention this? Would he even say anything? He's putting his career on the line.
No, he's not.
This, okay?
No, he's not.
Just his pilot's career, yeah, he would.
He saw something he cannot explain. Now, why would he do that? That makes no sense to me at all.
Why?
Just
because I report something doesn't mean that it's suddenly aliens or anything like that.
No,
it was confirmed. It was confirmed by binoculars in the traffic control tower that something odd was seen.
Was there any radar signature?
Yes.
No, that's why they confirmed it with the. I didn't know if there's radar signature, but I know it was confirmed with the binoculars.
Well,
okay.
I know that, Luke. I will add this in.
Now hold on. And Elihu, modern radar is not just made up of the radio. The one spectrum of the radio or electromagnetic spectrum.
Yes.
It goes across multiple. We still call it radar, but it includes, it's more than just radio. It's gamma. Gamma, ultraviolet, everything. Okay. So There is
Okay,
nothing
so
that we know of.
Right.
There is nothing that we know of that is able to produce a perfect zero shadow on a radar return. Even the F-22, which just looks like a pigeon, still returns back some sort of signal for a radar.
Right. Well, even
Correct?
the SR-71, which may be
SR-71 wasn't necessarily stealth.
Stealth.
It was not.
Right?
It was not even close to invisible. The
Right.
SR-71 looked like a Mack truck going Mach 3.2.
Yeah. On the S2, right? Yeah. There's a couple of models.
The
All I
only
can
true
tell you,
stealth.
Mike-
The only true stealth was the Horton Ho 229.
Yeah. Right.
Wasn't.
Yeah, Mike. All I can tell you is
There is no such thing as true stealth.
No, Mike. All I can tell you is that there was enough light in the sky, even though it's dark. There was enough lights from city lights, things I'm seeing down here, the actual freeway lights, okay, which were still on as I'm driving down the freeway going back to my house. And I'm telling you, my friend, this was no stealth aircraft. Like I said, I've been in the Navy for a short time. I'm familiar with all of the stealth aircraft they've ever flown out of the so-called Area 51. So I'm familiar with everything that they've ever flown. I'm telling you this, honestly.
I'm an astronomer.
Well, I'm telling you, it wasn't aliens.
Dude, I'm an astronomer. I love this night sky because I grew up in Phoenix, but a light pollution index was a 3, okay? It was a 3. Now it's a 9 to a 10. You can't see shit now.
Hold on.
Right.
In Phoenix, yeah. I'm sorry. It's still. I don't know if it was during that time period, but it's one of the largest metropolitan areas in the country.
Dude, I grew up in Phoenix. I was born and raised there. It was a light pollution index of 3 in the 90s. You can see part of the Milky Way galaxy, a part of the edge of the Milky Way. Okay, that's how crystal clear the night sky was. It was a drive to Apache Junction. It was a day drive. Now it's just part of the city. Yeah, the city expanded about 40%, but it was crystal clear night sky. You can see stars.
It still wasn't aliens. That's not an explanation.
I'm not saying it was.
All I'm saying, gentlemen, for all of us, I'm saying, in my honest opinion, that was no stealth craft. That was not flares. That was not a helicopter. That was not a commercial airliner. And it definitely wasn't like a C-130 transport plane. It was nothing I could ever describe to you and know what that is militarily. So you tell me what you thought that was. But I can honestly tell you what I saw.
I don't like to jump to conclusions. If I don't know something, I'm not going to give an answer.
Yeah, it's a mystery.
But what I can tell, all I can tell you is what it wasn't, and it wasn't aliens.
I know what it was. Okay?
The best form of investigation is to eliminate what it is not. Multiple experiments to find out it's not a plane, it wasn't a balloon, it wasn't a helicopter, it wasn't these flares. So they don't know. They're trying to eliminate what it was not to find out what it is, what it could be.
If you're talking about the Phoenix lights, if you're talking about the Phoenix lights in themselves, those were confirmed to be flares. Sorry, that one I will fight you on. They were flares.
But if you're saying that, then why was a prominent member of the Phoenix Council? I have a friend who lived with me in Phoenix. His name is Frank, and he had. And I will mention the lady that was ostracized because she reported it in the first place. That was Frances Emma Barwood. So why, let me just ask you this, Mike, why would a prominent member of the Phoenix Council, who was well respected, come out, say what she saw, and then she gets immediately ostracized? Okay, tell me this.
The military doesn't like to admit when they fuck up.
Let me finish, please. If it were flares, then she shouldn't have been ostracized. She shouldn't have been canceled out of her position in the council. So why would the military do that? Why would they go after
I'll compare it to something.
I'm just saying, if they were flares, why would they go after somebody like that? And they went after the governor too.
One, because the military never likes to admit when they fuck up. I just said that. Military doesn't like to admit when they fuck up. Two, because we love to ostracize political people when they screw up, except for in the case of one certain Orange Cheeto. And I will give you an example.
How did she
Al Franken.
How did she screw up?
Why was Al Franken? Hold on. What happened to Al Franken? Why was he dismissed from being a Democrat?
You mean from the House? Because of a picture he took on a comedy tour before he was even a senator.
Yes, for a picture of him pretending to squeeze a soldier's boobs that she thought was funny.
Yeah.
Now,
which is kind of crazy.
During that time period, and up until a certain Orange Cheeto, anytime a politician screwed up like that or said something that sounded stupid, we would ostracize them, especially a woman.
Unless you grab him by the kitty. So,
as I said, it doesn't seem to apply to a certain Orange Cheeto.
Yeah.
Now, as I said, the other thing is is a woman. We still ostracize women politicians for various things that they say or do, just for being a woman.
Yeah,
so what you're talking about is probably stupidity mixed with sexism. And that to me is a much more plausible answer than anything else.
Okay. All right. So you have your solution for that. Okay. Well, and don't forget, the recent, rest in peace, Jimmy Carter. He said he saw a UFO in his day, and he was readily willing to admit to it himself, to people, to the public, that he saw one that he couldn't explain.
And as I said, if I had not checked the next morning and found that bucket, I'd be telling a story about when I ran into a UFO too.
I understand, Mike, and it's a great story. It really is. It's a great story, but I think you need to really see one for yourself to believe, right? You need the physical.
The thing is, if I see one,
otherwise, right? Right.
If I see one, I'm not jumping to the conclusion immediately that it's, a UFO. It's aliens. It could be any number of things, and I've seen some really weird stuff.
And
that is why I have Stellarium on my phone. It'll tell me if it's a satellite passing by or not. It's like, what's that? Oh, it's a satellite. Okay. It may be military, it'll say classified, but it's a satellite.
Hold on. You and I both know that not every satellite's on there.
By law, they have to be.
Especially certain ones from other governments.
By law, they have to be.
No.
By international law, they have to be. Yes, they have to be. Every time a satellite goes up, they don't have to say what it is. They just have to say they launched a satellite.
Yeah.
Yes, they have to say they launched the satellite. They do not have to tell where the orbit is.
No, they don't have to tell what it is. They have to tell what the orbit is. They don't have to tell the contents of the satellite.
No, they don't. The only thing they have to say is they're making a launch. They do not have to give the exact orbits to anything that is sensitive, because they don't want to.
Yeah.
You and I both know that.
By the way, I want to mention about that recent incident that happened aboard the ISS, where the guy, they had a couple of people that were stuck up there for a while, and one of them wears an alien head suit on. That wasn't right. I mean, that just sparked controversy and all sorts of stuff. Don't do that. If you're an astronaut, please. That's just you're a professional, for NASA. You're supposed to, show really high standards of what you're doing up there in the space station. And then you're going in a alien costume, a head or whatever, just to piss people off and cause more problems.
Oh, come on. I think that's hilarious.
It is hilarious, but I mean, still, you're a professional. You don't do that. Come on. That's just.
I say go for it.
People are complaining about that, but nobody says jack shit when Scott Kelly wore the gorilla suit about the ISS.
Right.
Like, what the hell? Big deal. Scott Kelly put it in a gorilla suit. Come on.
Yeah. People have.
That was funny. That was funny as shit. I saw that video. That was funny as shit.
Yeah. Well, Elihu, it's really a true statement when you say people are selective, not only in their listening, but on what they choose to watch and see. It's just a common thing. It's commonplace. Selective.
Yeah, like Michelle Obama. I'm going to make sure everybody's healthy. Stop telling me how to live my life. Robert Kennedy. I'm going to make sure everybody's healthy. Thank you. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Or where they decided, right, when I'm sure you guys had seen the recent like his state of address, and in there in the house, and then one of them goes nuts, goes ape shit, and then they drag him out of there, and then everybody else is like going, "Oh, this guy's a moron."
I don't bother watching the press conferences he has anymore because people are only asking questions like ONN, Fox. I'm like, his right-wing newsletters are almost basically allowed to ask the questions. Like, what's the point of watching this if you're not getting a fair and balanced Fox News of the both sides of the questions? You question him or ask him something, he's like somebody asks him a question. He asks, "Who are you with?" MSNBC. Oh, you're not the weather. I'm not asking a question. Next person. Like, what the hell? There's no point of watching these anymore.
I'm going to go off on a completely opposite tangent just because I have them in my hand right now.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys have seen Star Wars, right?
What's Star Wars?
Okay, and I'm assuming the original trilogy as well as the sequel trilogy.
Yeah. Well, I own the original trilogy with all the extra. They added later on the extra scenes, then flying, on that
Han shot first,
whatever. Yeah, going into, Tatooine and so on. And yes, even, Han stepping on the tail of, Jabba the
Okay,
Hutt.
so, but you guys know the A-Wing.
So, yeah.
The what?
You guys, you know the A-Wing, right?
Yes.
Okay. I picked this one up. This is the little A-Wing for the Micros Galaxy Squadrons, right?
Nice.
It's supposed to be from the one from... Okay, it's supposed to be from Empire or Return of the Jedi. Cockpit opens. I can't really get it to open right this second.
Yeah.
But there's a little...
Pinch and squeeze.
One of the little guys inside. There we go.
That's so cool.
So we got the little guy inside. You can come out, whatever.
Yeah.
This one is supposed to be from the new trilogy.
Yeah.
It's
the same
color.
fucking mold. It's the exact same fucking mold.
Same, just different coloring. Yeah, just the different.
Yeah. This one is supposed to be skinnier and smaller.
Right.
But it's the same. They cheaped out and just literally did the same fucking mold for this one. And I'm like so disappointed because it was supposed to have different guns. It was supposed to be thinner here. It's supposed to be, an improvement over this one. But they just cheaped out and, other than the paint applications, it's identical. And I'm mad about that.
Well, you seen what I call him, Jar Jar Abrams. I know people call him JJ, his regular name, whatever. But Jar Jar Abrams nearly destroyed both Star Trek and Star Wars franchises by putting out schlock for the remaining 3 films that he did for Star Trek, and then, as an alternate Kelvin timeline, and then for what he did for Star Wars after Episode 6. You should have just stopped at Episode 6.
I will say this. There is a possible difference between the two, but I don't know if it's because this one already broke.
I don't know.
If you look between the engines, you see the little nub.
Yeah.
This one has a piece attached to that nub.
Sure.
Oh, so, wow. An extra piece.
I don't know if that's the only difference. Sorry, there we go. I don't know if that's the only difference or if this one just broke off and I didn't realize it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. All I know is that in my experience, because like I said, I've already seen all 3 sequels, so I've seen them 7, 8, and 9, every one of them. And all I know is that Episode 7 is basically Episode 4. Just advanced. They changed the scenario. They changed the narrative by saying that this is in the future after Return of the Jedi. But in reality, all you're doing is rehashing the story of Star Wars Episode 4, and calling it A New Hope was bullshit. You should have never done that. But anyway, that's beside the point.
You ever realize that episode? You ever realize? Sorry, go ahead. Finish your point. Sorry.
No. I was going to just finish my point. So my point is that you're basically just rehashing the entire story for the next 2 movies after it too. And I'm like, didn't we just go through all this before? I thought, people may have a difficult problem with the prequels beforehand, but I thought they were done pretty well. And after a while, if you watch them, if mentally in your mind you take Jar Jar Binks and go, get the fuck out of here, I don't need you. But if you get rid of that guy, it's still competent. right? Because it's a prequel story. That's why it's the prequel. It's before it's Old Republic and it's everything before that. Now you get to Return of the Jedi. You think it's over? Okay, cool, yeah, whatever. But then you come out here with Episode 7 and then 8 and then 9, and you're like, what are you doing? You're just retelling the whole story. Oh yeah, you're adding a few extra little, like you said, guns, shooting, things like that. But otherwise, it's the whole damn story again. Didn't we just go through this before? That's my whole
Yeah,
point.
basically, episode 3 and episode 7 is basically the same. Like, Republican falls, the Republic exists, but it's fragile. The Galactic Empire, Palpatine can solo raise power. First Order rises, the Empire actually threatens it. I'm like, come on, it's the same plot. You got an orphan, or a stranded person in a desert planet, discovers they have Jedi powers, becomes a fighting for the Force. Wait, this is Luke. What the hell's going on here? The father is not Darth Vader. It's Palpatine. What the hell's going on here? It's the exact same plot lines.
Yeah. And the thing is, Rey is Luke, and Snoke, in a way, is Palpatine. Until we find out Palpatine's alive. It's a clone. Fuck, he's alive.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
I'm just saying. And it's so funny. And in a way, I guess you could make Finn as like a young Solo type.
Solo,
maybe.
yep. I was going to say Finn was Solo.
Yeah.
BB's R2D2. Yeah.
BB-8. Yep, BB-8's all
BB-8.
reverse. Yeah.
Little fuzzy guys, Chewie.
Holy fuck, man. I understand why people are so against it. Because it's like, yeah, we just gave you, 4, 5, and 6 are considered like legendary. We just gave you those shows, but now you're deciding you want to rehash old ideas and say, yeah, they could work in a new empire and all this, order, the new order and whatever. And I'm like, oh, please.
Dude,
please.
Joe Russo online was complaining that people are not watching Novocaine because he's saying, quote unquote, people don't like an original storyline. So I replied back to him and said, let's see, a guy who feels no pain, fights the bad guys to win the girl. I've already seen Kick-Ass.
It's a continuous debate.
Episode what was it? 7.
Yeah,
that set the tone.
Yeah,
and I will tell you this. And I've said this before again. Episode 8 and 9. 8 only sucks with regards to 9. 9 only sucks in regards to 8 because they are so the tone and everything just became so fucked up in between.
It's just wrong.
By itself, 8 is a good film. I liked it. By itself, 9 was an okay film.
Decent.
I liked it.
Yeah.
But
all the
back
Jedi.
to back, I can't. They do not mesh back to back. There's no way I can watch the trilogy because they're just so incongruous. The tone, the characters, everything. It does not make sense.
The only thing I liked about episode 9 was the lightsaber transfer from Rey to Kylo. I'm like, I love that transfer. It's unpractical, but I love that. And that little thing he did is like, I'm like, that was fucking perfect. I love that. The best thing about the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I just wish that there was more continuity between those two films.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, I have to say that my friend Sifdan and I, we do this. We did a stream earlier, not today, but like earlier back. we classified 4 different types of fans. You had your hardcore fans, then your classical fans, then your casual fans, and then finally the people that really believe in the Disney stuff instead of everything else and disregard everything else and say, oh yeah, Disney makes great, of this. And and we tried to cover what we thought, who is a real true hardcore fan of both Star Trek and Star Wars, and who fits the classical, who fits the casual, who fits the Disney universe that took over and and Lucas sold his soul to the devil, basically.
If you want to identify the Disney
Now,
people,
you
go to
know-
a convention and find out who dresses like Kylo.
Lucas wanted to retire, and let's face it, not every idea that Lucas ever had for Star Wars was a good one. And
That's
he was
true.
starting to realize that
That's true.
not everything, he couldn't keep it up because,
Viagra
he
helps.
didn't want to. He made his money off of it. I think he personally hated the fact that his entire legacy is now Star Wars.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit about American Graffiti, really. No one gives a shit about THX or even Willow. And, I mean,
Indiana Jones. Don't forget Indiana Jones, the franchise.
but again, he only had input on the first one, not the whole series.
Well, he worked on a lot of it anyway.
So
he was executive. He's responsible just as much as Spielberg is.
Like people said, without Kathleen Kennedy, we wouldn't have E.T. or Raiders.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have E.T. or Raiders without Kathleen Kennedy. So stop giving her shit.
It wasn't.
Oh, I'm not giving her shit. I don't blame Kathleen Kennedy for
I
anything.
don't give Kathleen Kennedy a problem.
Other than hiring the directors in the first place, which I don't think she should have done.
No,
Right.
okay.
I agree with that.
JJ was not a good choice.
Sure. Well, what I'm saying is that Kathleen Kennedy is being anonymously berated for what she did for that franchise, and I think that's wrong. I'll say the same thing. I'll even debate this with people. Barbara Broccoli gets shit for what she's done for James Bond, but I think that she doesn't deserve that either. I don't think it's fair. I don't. I think that they did what they had. They did with what they had to do with, and that was it. And they can't be berated for that. If you want to lump them all together, fine. I don't.
No, you can be berated for anything.
I don't think they should be single.
Hoobie, stop ditching RTD.
Well, I'm just saying they're two lady executives that tried the best they could, and they did what they could. And if you want to berate them for what they did, fine, but don't ostracize them and leave them by themselves in a cave and just say it was all your fault. Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, there's other people that were just as responsible and did what they did, and I'm just saying, give equal representation. Give is due. Just go with that. It's
basically stop being hypocrites. Like stop dissing the Punisher for posing with the fan with the pride flag while you're still bopping away in your song. Listen to Elton John. Come on, stop being a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah. Hey, you can't fault them for the music choice.
No, people are trashing the guy who played the Punisher because he posted the fan with the pride flag. I'm like, so what? The guy support? So who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Hey, I don't
know. I still haven't watched Punisher. Sorry.
Oh, you need to. Thomas Jane is the perfect Punisher. He really is. I liked him.
And he was great in the last episode.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was perfect writing, perfect script, perfect everything in that scene.
And I got to be honest, in the movie that he went against John Travolta, what he did to him, woohoo! The man's practically a Scientologist major, and you just took him down a few pegs in a movie. Yeah, that means a lot to me, believe me. You don't even want to get me started on Scientology. Oh God.
No, don't. Don't.
Yeah, I won't go there.
Mike and I will be here for hours, so don't.
No, we do. I'll be talking to you guys till cows come home.
It's kind of like the Mormon religion. You can't produce tablets? Come on, what happened? Where are they?
Well, don't you know that they were stolen by, early anti-Mormon peoples? That's what happened. Sorry, no. No, sorry. I will believe the Hubologists before I believe Scientologists.
Well, guys,
just to let you know, Hubologist is a parody of Scientologist in the Fallout universe.
Oh yeah, there you go. That explains it perfectly, right? Exactly. Everybody doesn't have to opinion on that. Well, first of all, I want to say, Elihu, fantastic to see you again. I hope we get together for more of these. And Vile Mike, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this panel. I'm honored and blessed to be here. But I am on my way. I'm going to go and catch my friend Charlotte Nightstar, the werewolf. She's got a podcast. coming up, so I wanna support her channel as well. Please, guys, in the chat and then whoever you come across, Gorilla.
Well, no one's in the chat anymore. Test screen.
I was going to say, yeah, please make sure you hit the like, subscribe, share, and don't forget that notification bell. Make sure you hit all notifications for both Vile Mike's channel, for Elihu Who's channel, and for my channel, and for Gorilla's Censored Thoughts channel, because we're all very talented individuals, and our goal is to make sure we give the best content possible. We try to make you feel welcome, comfortable here to discuss anything you want without any reprisals, any repercussions. It's the best thing. So, yeah.
Just letting you know, I'm going to clip this that speech.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You're allowed. Go ahead. Yeah.
And I want to apologize for everybody because of the clouds. My live streaming, I cannot because since the eclipse, it's been nothing but clouds. Yeah, I go out to the Embarcadero for the eclipse. It's partly cloudy. I'm like, good. I'm landing my telescope. My tripod was off, so I adjust that. Land my telescope. I got it centered, and all of a sudden, boom, clouds come through. I'm like, what the hell? I picked up my phone, looked at the satellite. I'm like, clouds. So I took a picture. I'm like, yep, here's the moon right behind the clouds. As soon as I got it centered, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to say quickly, we did a live stream, my wife and I, when they had that solar eclipse, and it was coming over here in the background is the window there, and it was coming through. Yeah, clouds showed up again for a little bit, and I was like, oh, no, don't do this. I wanted to, because the sun was coming perfectly through over here. I didn't even have these lights on. I left them off on purpose so I could see the shadow, right? When you could see when the sun was being covered over. And I think it went pretty well. I mean, then the clouds went away at the right moment, and the moon came in front of the sun, and then, it was great. It was a great solar eclipse. And you could tell from back here on my wall, our wall, that it was, that it was working. It was happening. It was going through. So we were, that was a pretty good stream. I like doing that one.
It was 40% here. It was 40% here, and I got a chance to see it.
Yeah. Well, you're in the Bay Area, right? So
yeah,
Embarcadero and everything. Yeah. So yeah, it's hard. I mean, because you got the smog, you got the cloudy.
It's called fog. Carl the Fog is what we call him.
I called it schmog.
Well, we call him Carl the Fog. He's on X, and we yell at him whenever he comes in and ruins shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to live there. I know. I'm familiar with the fog, how it covers over the Golden Gate Bridge completely, and you can't see shit. And you're like, yeah, it's like literally pulling away puff all over the
I discovered that account when it was basically nice, sunny, and clear, right? And the weather was was predicting clouds and fog in the morning, right? And that evening, I got a retweet from one of my friends with Carl the Fog posting, "Here we come, doom, walking down the street," and it was all foggy in the morning. He's like, "Told you."
Oh, that's funny. Well, anyway, Mike, I gotta go. Elihu, a pleasure always to see you, my friend, and we'll see you guys over at Charlotte Nightstar. If you get a chance to pop over there, she has great content, great channel. So we'll see you soon. Thanks,
throw the link. Throw the link in just in case.
What's that?
Throw the link if you can.
Oh yeah, I will. Yes, so we can do the watch. Yeah. Hold on just a second.
Because live chat is enabled on replay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In case somebody's watching and they didn't realize that, yes, live chat is available on replay. Go ahead and click that little button and look at the link. If you don't have it already activated, I'm watching this on replay.
Okay.
No, fuck you. Sorry, not talking to you. I'm talking to one of my toys.
I know.
Dude, would you leave Woody alone? Okay, come on. Buzz is gonna get jealous.
Okay.
You know what's really funny about that series is Andy still has two toys named Woody and Buzz. They're just not the same thing.
Right, gentlemen. I posted it in the private chat because, Mike, you haven't made me a standard mod yet to post it in the main chat. So.
And unless I'm on the YouTube side, I can't do it anyway. And I'm not on the YouTube side.
Right. That's okay. Well, it's available, folks. They'll send it along. So yeah, make sure you check out Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf. That is her actual name of the YouTube channel. You type that exactly in as I just said it, and you should be able to pull her up and see the latest podcast she'll do today in about approximately 10 minutes. So I better get over there. All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you soon. Thank you again, Mike, for everything.
Later,
Thank you for
dude.
joining me on this little test stream, even though
Yeah.
it failed.
Thank you. You saying it failed? I don't think it failed. We talked about some
Well, I
stuff.
can't. No, I'm saying, but the fact that the point of the live stream was to see if I could take pictures while on streaming, and that has failed.
Oh, that failed. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, but you're gonna keep this up, right?
It's not your fault.
In YouTube. Okay. All right. Take care, guys.
Yeah, go ahead. Later.
Later.
Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow you're gonna be streaming tomorrow?
Yes. In fact, if you notice, I have 2 streams set for tomorrow.
Ah.
One
I
that I'm
didn't see
calling pre-show politics. That way we can do an hour of politics before the actual CNA stream to get it out of our systems.
So from 8 to 9.
Yep. No, from 7 to 8.
Oh, you're starting an hour early.
Yeah, because I still have to work tomorrow.
Okay.
Come on. I hate when things are just enough out of reach. I can touch it. Oh, there we go. Don't.
Then I guess I will be able to stay for the whole stream because they have the tall ship race in the bay this weekend, and I wanted to go tomorrow.
Hold on, I'll be right back. You're on your own.
That's a scary thought. Wow, I get to entertain odd people. I don't even have the chat popped up. Oh, I don't even know if anybody's in here or not. Que sera, sera. Or as Kelly Bundy said, case of rum, case of rum. I don't know what this topic's supposed to be. I don't know what I should say. There's not much astronomy stuff going on. You got Mars. You should be able to see Mars right after sunset tonight if you look
All right,
up.
I'm back. I spilled something and I needed to clean it up.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, I'm using isopropyl alcohol to clean certain things, and I needed to clean it real fast because it's alcohol.
Yeah, I use hand sanitizer.
Okay, so one of the big things I have on the store is this guy. I think I've shown it before. This is the Ghost. It's got, 4 of the guys. I know you can't. You got the reflection of the phone in there, but you got Zeb, Kanan Jarrus before he went blind, Sabine, and Hera Syndulla.
Are you ensuring that the person who buys it did not give it to somebody who's under 18, as the package says, 18 and plus?
It doesn't say 18 and plus.
I thought it said that on the top left. What does it say on the top left?
I don't know. Let me check. Motherfucker. Oh, good. I didn't spill again. Oh, it says 18 plus action features.
Oh, okay. Not aged. Never mind.
Yeah,
I thought I was like, what the hell?
It has to do with all the stuff that it can do. Like, if you look on the back, there's lights, there's sounds. You can connect on the sides of it. You can connect certain starfighters to it.
I saw 18 plus. I thought there was something adult about that toy. I'm like,
no.
Huh. Okay,
but now
do not come off.
Now with that thing, I currently have the Phantom Shuttle, and it connects to the Ghost on the back. It actually has a little port on the bottom and the thing, everything for it. So you get Ezra and Chomper with this set.
Yay, Chomper.
And then one of the other things I picked up was Hera's specific X-wing. So it's got the green paint job.
Did you come with it
From
with
the show?
football helmet? Did she come with
Sorry,
it?
what?
Did she come with it?
Yes. Yes, she comes with it. With
the football helmet.
Well, she's got just a flight suit, the X-wing flight suit.
Oh, no helmet. Okay.
And the version of Chomper that comes with it looks, as far as I can tell, identical to the one that comes with the other shuttle. But I'm adding to that one now the Phantom 2, the other shuttle that attaches to it. And this one comes also with Chomper again. So we have Chomper for the third time. You're going to end up with 3 Chompers. But this is Kaden Jarrus after he went blind. So he's got like a little dome thing on his helmet. So, yeah. So you would have the entire crew with that setup. And because of the way the Ghost is, as far as I can tell, you can attach the fighter to Ghost and one of the shuttles.
So you have 3 choppers.
Yeah, we'll have 3 choppers, 2 Heras, and 2 Kaden Jarruses.
Wow. Hey, at least you know what you're getting. Because, I got some, a couple months ago, I got about 8 different Kinder Eggs with the little Harry Potter thing ones. I got 3 Hagrids.
Yeah, I got some.
Like, oh, come on.
This is wild.
I got 3 Hagrids of those.
All right. Now, here's another thing that I'm debating to put back on the store. Okay, I picked up this one.
Can't see.
This is the LAAT. You know what I mean? The little clone troop transport thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I picked up this one. Actually, I picked up 3 at the same time, and I picked them up for like $5 a piece. Now,
Nice.
2 of them I sold for $20 a piece. So I'm in the thing. If you include taxes and everything, I'm basically in it for 20. I made 20. So if I sell this one, it'll be nothing but profit, right? But I wanted to keep one for myself. The problem is I also got 2 of these guys. These are the littlest ones that they're usually just a speeder bike or something. And one of these is a clone speeder bike with a clone trooper. One of these is the clone mini walker with a clone trooper.
Keith the Walker.
So, well, no, here's the thing. I want to sell all of them together because that way someone's getting a walker, a speeder, the transport, and 4 total clones. And like I have, where did I put it? Oh, I don't fucking know where I put it. I have a whole set of ones that I'm keeping for myself. I've got the Phantom and the Phantom 2. I got the A-Wings I showed you. I got a TIE Fighter. But there's ones that I originally bought to add to my personal collection, but the others sold so fast. I'm like, do I really want to hold on to it if I know I'm going to make more money off of it? And here's another example. I bought 3 of this one. This is Anakin's yellow thing from the Clone Wars TV show. The yellow Jedi Starfighter. The one that has R2's little port in the front of the cockpit. So it's not a blue one, it's the yellow one. All right. I originally I bought 3 of them. I sold 2 of them already. I was going to keep this one for myself, but every time the other times I posted them, they sold fairly quickly. The other issue I have with it is the newer ones don't come with the docking ring. You can't really see, but the docking ring is in pieces at the bottom of this thing, hidden behind the label. So the only way you can get the docking ring now is if you have one of the older ones like this. This is a series, 2, I think? Series 3.
Sell it for a higher price.
But I wanted to keep one for myself.
Hey, dude, I'm getting really hungry.
Now, eat something.
Yeah, and I still gotta go to the dispensary.
Yeah, I need to get some cigars too. But I wanted to take pictures before I finish. I can end the stream and take pictures now because I can't do shit anywhere. I can't take the pictures. I've just been cleaning. I'm cleaning the mugs because they, just sitting around, they got dirty. Even though they're just sitting on the shelf.
Yeah, natural dust.
So, like, I can tell you, like, this is the one I used on the last live stream where I was here. But see, it's all nice and clean, hand washed with alcohol. So, and I cleaned it in such a way where I didn't even damage the sticker on the bottom.
Yay!
So, alrighty. If you want to head out. I don't know if I'll end the stream just this second, but
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow around 7-ish if I wake up in time. I wasn't waking up before 7 anyway, so yeah.
Well, it's going to be like a 50-minute one because I'm going to probably take a break to get more coffee. But it's just to get the political shit out of the way so we can just talk nerdy.
Gotcha.
Oh, I picked up a bunch of these.
Oh, nice. Yeah, if we're gonna do that, I wanted to mention what the Commerce Secretary said. So,
what did he say that was offensive?
basically, the people who, my grandmother could not. People should not. If I could stop the check for a month,
Okay.
if people complain.
I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, my grandmother was. They felt. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? He's worth $2 billion. He can pay every person's rent with that money. Come on. Yeah. Stop it and pay my rent, dude. Jeez.
I don't think people realize how much money certain things are. And you have to it's hard to put yourself in the mindset of a rich person. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. I was having a conversation with one of the customers at Walmart, and she was asking me, because I do the magazines. She's like, "Oh, what do you do with the old magazines?" And I told her we throw them away.
Yeah, $2 million.
And she goes, she goes, "Oh, you mean you recycle them?" And I'm like, "Oh no, they are thrown in the trash compactor, not the baler, not recycled. They are thrown away to be disposed of. Period." And she goes, "Well, that sounds like a really big waste. How much would it cost to recycle them?" And I'm like, "Well, for every store, it would cost. They'd have to split the cost between the two companies: $100 to Walmart, $100 to the company that does the magazine." And she's like, "Well, that's nothing. Why can't they do something like that?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, that's because you don't think like a corporation or a billionaire." I didn't really tell her that, but I was like, "Okay, but you got to think like the corporation." $200 and per store per week. So that if you multiply 200 times 52 weeks, and then you multiply that by the number of stores in the United States, that $200 per store ends up being $43 million. So by not recycling, they save $43 million per year. And I'm like, she said something like, "Well, it's just a drop in the bucket." I'm like, "Yeah, and they'll turn that around on you." And like, "Well, what do you mean?" Okay, the amount of waste produced by the magazines, if you again go by the average amount of magazines the store throws away per week, which is about 150 pounds, multiply that by every week, it comes for an entire year for all 6,000 stores in the U.S. That equates to about 12,000 tons of waste produced. But when you think about the fact that we have 300 million tons of waste produced every year, that 12,000 is a drop in the bucket.
Uh-huh.
So you might complain about that being a drop in the bucket, but on the other side, they're saying what they're doing is also a drop in the bucket. And it saves them $43 million a year. That's how billionaires and corporations think.
Yeah. I better get my fucking payment next month.
Oh, we'll see. When I saw that guy's quote, I was like, my paycheck was delayed a week once, and I was fucked.
Yeah, I didn't get a payment one month. I'm like, what's going on, right? Because that was before I got my direct deposit. It was transitioning. I thought it was going to be a delay. So I'm like, okay, it's going to be a delay, right? March, I got my regular deposit. April, got my regular deposit. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't get February. They're like, we apologize. Look at the records. I didn't get February. We'll mail it out your check. Can't you get a deposit? No, sir. All our records have a pertinent check. So thank you for calling us. Otherwise, we never got your payment, your missed payments. I'm like, yeah, I freaked out because I missed the payment. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah. When my company was switching over to certain things, they literally were just a week late on one of my paychecks. But I live so close to that month to month thing, or week to week on my paychecks, that I ended up having to put I had to pay a couple of meals, and when I took out the kids and groceries and gas, all on my credit card. And I realized, fuck, that was January. It is now the middle of March. I'm still paying off that $300 that I put on the credit card in January, despite the fact that I pay $200 a week on my credit card.
Yeah, I hate credit cards. So it was still the cash I have. Okay, I'm taking off because I gotta eat.
All right, later.
Later, weirdos. Who's ever watching?
No, I don't think anyone's watching. And if not, I'm not going to just be me. Let's see how long I can take pictures before it cancels on me again. And when it cancels, I'll just go ahead and end the stream unless someone else wants to chat. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. All right. Can I do that? Don't make me move everything. So, yep. Try to take a picture of a book, and I got to move everything off my little table so it's not in the frame. Ah, fuck me. Yeah, and the camera already shut down. One freaking picture. Yeah, that didn't work. So I'm going to end the stream. Happy testing.